All right, everyone. Good afternoon. All right, Mohammed is also back. All right, welcome to with this very selected group of MDBC members and guests to a Power Your Circularity with Bema1 webinar. It's going to be a very practical session, very hands-on. As you know, MDBC is always trying to be on the forefront with matters regards to sustainability. We've started our sustainability awards already back in 2011, turning out to be now the MDBC Innovation and Sustainability Awards. More news soon about the event that will take place in October, late October, 22nd of October. For today, we're teaming up with the guys behind Bema1. And you will see in this our speaker, our facilitator, Mohammed Arif. He's my barter buddy. We did a podcast together some months ago on bartering. And this platform is also all about bartering. I think it's really a very fascinating way for companies to work with your employees and to really, take one step at a time in saving our planet. And in order to explain how it all works and to get you interested and excited about it, I would like to pass the floor over to Mohammed to take us through it. All right, Mohammed, go ahead.
Thank you, Marco. I'm audible, yes? Okay. So I'll share my screen and then begin my presentation webinar. My screen is visible, yes?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So today, thank you all for joining, and whoever joins later or unable to join, though they gave an RSVP, can look at the audio or recording later. So, MDBC team, Marco, Cheyenne, JC, thank you so much for arranging this. And other joinees, thanks for joining. Whether you are an MDBC member or a non-member, uh, this webinar, we intend to leave you with some value after you spend a certain time on this. So, the concept here is a platform which makes your workplaces circular, which gives you a chance to create impact with very little administration, very little cost, very little heavy lifting. So this is what's it all about, and this is a special webinar we have kept for MDBC members specifically, so you can see how this benefit that MDBC has embarked on to pass it to its members and how it can benefit the members as well, along with MDBC as an entire network. So I'll move forward, but before I just want to view or bring everybody's attention to so what exactly the problem is and what is driving all of this. And if I were to sum it up in the least words possible, it would be stuff in our lives, in our personal lives, in our professional lives, in our company, in our work life. We have a lot of idle stuff, a lot of unused stuff, and it's just sitting there. Eventually, either it will be discarded, it will keep sitting there, and um, eventually it will become waste. So, from our angle, it's a missed opportunity, whether you see it from an environmental perspective, or an economic perspective, or a social perspective. And how is this a missed opportunity is something we will be speaking about in the upcoming slides. So this is what we are looking at the problem from this lens. So what is Bema1 and what it's not? So we launched in around Feb or March, and we have spoken to a lot of companies, and I believe it's good to clarify what Bema1 is and what it's not, so that there's nothing open for interpretation. We have gotten this that perhaps it's a public marketplace or a donation drive, which is not the case. In short, and it's the most simplest way, it's a private reuse platform for companies In this case, for MDBC's member companies and their employees who work at those member companies to exchange items, whether it's personal items or whether it's business related. And though the onus was initially on bartering, exchanging stuff, but then with time we have built in other models as well, because not everyone just wants to barter. You can give away stuff as well. Like I recently gave away a plant at my office because I didn't want it. I had too many. I couldn't take care of them. So I gave it away. But some things which for example, if I may have a bicycle which I don't want or I don't use, maybe I won't just give it away because of the monetary value associated with it, but maybe I'll just barter it, or maybe I'll just barter it instead of bartering it with some other stuff, I'll barter it with cash. Sometimes you can request for stuff as well rather than buying new, or you can rent out stuff which people usually use for a weekend or two and then give it back, and they don't need to buy. So the overall phenomena here, or the viewpoint here, is to reduce consumerism and take advantage of what we already have. Um, when companies subscribe to us and use us, it's mainly for employee-owned personal items. But for MDBC, we have made an exception. Whether it's personal items or business-related items, you can barter with another business to business or an employee to employee within the network. So that's what Bema1 is. Now, for the problem, here is the solution that we are looking at. So on your left side, you will see all the listing types. People post new listings, pre-love listings, and all the categories which you can filter and see along with the locations and departments. So there are companies which are spread across multiple geographies and multiple offices. Uh, it's beneficial for them. Even for MDBC's member companies, they could be located in KL or Penang or somewhere else, and there could be many departments. So this helps filter, and you can see what is nearest to you and what is not. And if you see, like for example, this iPhone, it carries a 50 kg here. Somebody is requesting for an iPhone. Now, let's say this someone is me and someone else fulfills it. This transaction is going to save 50 kg of carbon emissions. Those are carbon emissions being saved. So every listing would carry such a value so you can see the impact. And last week, let's talk about last week. These are the listings that happened. 17 barters and borrows that happened, 6 rentals, 12 requests were fulfilled, and 9 giveaways done. In total, these are 30 odd transactions. They resulted in 250 kg of carbon saved. Now, what does that mean? As a layman, what does that mean? 250 kg of carbon saved. I mean, not everyone would understand. I also wouldn't, know how to make sense of it unless there is some analogy. So, what does that roughly equate to? About 25,000 cups of brewed coffee, or driving to from KL to Singapore 8 times, or running your laptop for 5,000 hours. That's the impact. Such a small if you see such a small transactions, 30 odd transactions, but you see the impact. This is what we are getting at, and we want every workplace, and in this case, MDBC, to start using this. Its member companies, its member employees start using this so they can create this impact. That's what we are looking at. And now I'm going to deep dive into the data. So when you start using Bema1 in MDBC's network, on your left side, you will see the social aspects of the impact. How many new engagements happened? How many messages were exchanged? How many new listings happened? And then you can see week by week or month by month, what is the trend? Is going up? Is going down? What would this enable is it will make a better community within MDBC. It will make everyone more resourceful, more connected. If you see the green ones, these are the carbons, and the bottom ones are the bi-directional or sub segmented benefits that you see in terms of electricity saved based on the work that you have done or the transactions you have done, the water that you save, the landfill space you saved, and the waste you diverted just because of these 30 transactions. Now imagine 200 MDBC member companies, each posting or transacting 5 items a month. Just imagine the impact. This is just for a week that I'm showing you as an example of another company. And your collective impact for this whole 250 kg carbon saved is equivalent to 11 trees. You're letting them grow for a year. So this is how I want to give you perspective and to give you a context of why should you use it, why should MDBC use it, why should everyone take it seriously and be active on it. Because it's really small actions resulting in big impact and really low lift. So one point to see is 29 items reused like we saw and 131 kg carbon saved. That's one way to look at it. But then 300 people saw sustainability being done by colleagues and peers and fellow friends in the network without any poster, without any policy, without any administration, without arranging a clean beach day or a Friday or a Earth Day banner, just plain raw at ground level. You see behavior change. Um, this is what I would call network effects. These are plain network effects that you see. If I see 10 people in the network, they are taking opportunity on an environmental front or a social front or an economic front. I would also want to get involved. That's what we term it as network effects, which is bred in to Bema1's DNA and how we want to do things and the impact it creates. So the impact loop, what happens? People list items, others browse and engage. You strike deals, whether it's a bartering deal, whether it's a cash deal, whether it's a giveaway, whether it's a request, whether it's a rental or a borrow, and the cycle repeats. And the best part, when it repeats, each time the cycle repeats, there are new people that come in, and every transaction carries an environmental impact, like you saw. So what this does for MDBC, it makes it completely into the reusable space, circular economy space. It lives and breathes within the network. It reduces emissions and it creates engagement every day, not yearly, every day. So that's the impact loop that we are looking at. So why MDBC partnered with Bema1? There are four possible answers: A, B, C, and D. Now you can choose or you can answer in the chat which is the correct answer here, whether it's A, B, C, or D. But maybe it's a difficult question. Let me just answer that for you. It's actually all of this. They wanted a low effort, high impact initiative. They wanted their chamber to be circular, show visible sustainability, branding, and efforts and initiatives taken without a lot of cost, without a lot of administration hassle, and then strengthen the community. The entire, yes, MDBC community is strong. There are so many events that happen, and I joined them myself because I'm a member as well. A premium member, by the way, I am. So I joined I joined these events and the community is strong. But then what if events don't happen? Will the community remain strong? That's a question you can ask. Whether there are events or not, whether there are more events or less, Bima1 enables a stronger community every day. You don't have to wait for the next event. So that's what we are looking at. So what's in it for the companies? Why would a member company use it or any other company use it? There is a clear economic impact. There are savings that employees can enjoy. Culture and engagement go hand in hand. Impact, you've seen it. A good environmental sustainable impact is there. Many companies that are customers of Bima1 are using it for brand boosting. And all of this they get without any administrative work. So for MDBC, if their members start using it, it becomes a circular chamber, and it also gets this branding. The companies associated with it also get that brand boost because of a sustainable initiative that focuses on people. Most of the companies that take sustainable initiatives, they are top down. They would take utility, infra, these kind of initiatives, which miss out the people. But Bima1 is all about people. It's not about policy, Bima1. It's a movement. We want chambers or companies or employees to be a part of a movement, not a policy. Policy is just a paper, dashboard, report. You submit your ESG numbers, done. Using initiatives, but people are not involved. Bima1 enables people for companies, for MDBC. And what about the employees? What do they get? Um, the researches and the statistics that we have seen. employees do want to get involved, but it should benefit them. It should not be a very administrative task. It should be easy to get attached to. So they want a meaningful movement. This is what they get. They also get what they need instead of buying new. For example, I need a yoga mat. I need a yoga mat. Instead of buying new, I can ask in my company, in my workplace. Now, let's say if all the members are using Bema1 in MDBC, I can post and I can ask, and somebody, one of you maybe can tell me, yes, I have a free extra yoga mat. I want to give it away. Take it. I don't need to buy new. I save costs as well. You declutter as well. So all in all, it's like a very engaging kind of activities that people can do using Bema1 on a daily basis. So Bema1 and MDBC, what MDBC wants out of it? That's also a question. We talked about member companies. We talked about the employees at member companies. Now let's look at MDBC as well. What would they want? Um, Marco, you can add here as well, but let me answer that. MDBC would want to increase, improve, propagate sustainability into their member companies, enable, be a vehicle to create those sustainable actions, all those kind of impacts, and be a circular chamber, actually the first in Malaysia. There is no other circular chamber in Malaysia. So all the members could enable MDBC to achieve that. Marco, you want to add anything here? If no, you can remain muted. Okay.
No, I believe you already had covered most of them in the also in the previous slides, Mohammed.
Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
thank you.
So why hasn't it picked it up yet? We launched it as an announcement on MDBC's New Year's reception at the Netherlands ambassador's home, and then we emailed about it. But we understand email for such a thing, it could be confusing. It could have a lot of questions or a lot of steps, etc. That's why we kept this webinar, so members are not confused, and whoever has not joined can look at this recording later as well. That it's not that hard. It's really easy to join. So before that, I want to do a live demo now. I want to do a live demo and show you how this actually works. So this is the platform, like I showed you on the screenshots as well. And people have done listings here. This person listed a silk rug, a bonsai plant, phone, furniture. Let's see what's in electronics and gadgets. Okay, there are so many items, but now I want something in home and living. So I can check. But then I'm in marketing. Let me just see who in marketing listed it. Okay. And what about HR? I'll see who listed something in HR. Oh, HR is so inactive on Bema1. I mean, I think they don't really care. I mean, I can think like that, and then I can see I only need new stuff, so I don't need pre-love, so I can check, or maybe I can see if my colleagues or someone needs something. So yeah, somebody needs a plant, somebody needs a phone, a belt, a bookshelf, a backpack. So if I have, I can offer. Other than that, I can see barter listings. Who wants to barter? So this person here listed a rug. This person here listed a sofa. Okay, so let's say I want this sofa from this person. I can send them a cash offer. Their listed value is $199. Let's say I want to send a offer of $150, and I can send an offer. Or I can offer them a product from one of my listings. So let's say uh, I offer them a silk rug. This silk rug, this is my listing. I offer it to them. I can send an offer. So two ways to do it, cash or product, or I can just plainly chat with them. That's all. I can just plainly chat with them. Or I can see who has sent me offers. So I'm using my phone and I'm sending from another user, I'm sending an offer here for a silk rug, because if you see, silk rug is my listing. It's my listing here. So I created it and I'm gonna have someone send me an offer. So I send an offer, and here my chat has popped up and I can see somebody sent me an offer. I can accept or decline their request, whether I want it or not. And yeah, there's a $120 offer here. And then uh, people can chat. This is the social angle and engagement angle. Um, and I can create my transaction, my deal, whatever that happens. And based on this, uh, you can close the deal if you want, if it works. Or if it's not working out, you can increase your uh, offer and try to close the deal. And once you close the deal, this listing would go away. And what would happen as an organization is you can see the impact that I was talking about. So you can see the carbon emission save, potential to save, the savings that your employees are enjoying, the transactions that enabled everything above on this dashboard. And then some analogy as well. What does this actually mean? What does this impact actually mean? So that's more than 1.5 times around the earth, or they're conserved a stunning 38,000 liters of water, equivalent to filling 381 bathtubs. So we are trying to give analogies here so people actually understand what these numbers actually mean, to put things into perspective. Like how Apple or iPod did that. They had 5 GB of music in their pocket, but then they didn't pitch it like that. They said you can go to the moon and back and your music won't run out. Then it gives you perspective. So we are trying to give perspective here on how this would work. So back to the platform. Yes. So you can list stuff here. And how do you list stuff? You just go to create post. You can list a barter post. You can list a giveaway. You can live in I need a rent. You want to rent out something. In the rental area, you can also put it as borrow if you want to borrow instead. Even in I need, you can put it as a borrow instead, and you can put your listing up. You select your picture, your title, some description, value, and off you go. And then once you create your listing, it will just come here, and anyone can engage with it and filter and see around. And then if you're able to strike deals, take benefit out of it, the impact is all yours. And MDBCs, which you can use for your reporting, your branding, your ESG, your CSR, your books at year end, however you want to use it. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to my slides. So we saw a live demo just now. So let's get a little more perspective. What if every MDBC member listed just 5 items? Let's say in a month, what would happen? 1,000 items reused in the first month only. 8 tons of carbon saved, 8 tons. The same as driving a petrol car around the earth nearly once. Just look at the impact. And what you need to do, just sign up and list 5 items, and not you as a company, your employees. And if every member company takes it seriously and gets engaged, 1,000 is a very low number. It would be really high because every member company has employees. We all have a lot of stuff in our lives, a lot of stuff. Like I can think of so many things already. I have so much, and I would like to list it on MDBC's network and get engaged, get involved, and get to know so many members as well. There's a social aspect and an economic aspect. And if this 1,000 items happen, potentially 100,000 ringgits in potential savings. These numbers are based on average reuse impact data. Actual results could be more, could be lesser, but I hope this gives you some perspective. What we are trying to do is we have signed up with PR agencies to give spotlight to circular companies in Malaysia. So for MDBC's company network, member network, first 3 companies who list 10 plus items, we will give them a spotlight on LinkedIn and on our PR channels that we are working with external parties. And of course, we'll give overall spotlight to MDBC as well to be the first circular chamber, because it's a very nice thing to have and be and acclaim and be proud of. So what happens next for MDBC members? You need to scan this QR code, and there's a form on MDBC's website. You just need to fill in the users from your member company that are going to be using Bema1. So let's say you are a member company and you have 50 employees. You just need to give those 50 email addresses on that form. That's all. Rest all will be taken care by the administrators. That's all you need to do. Two things. First, scan this. Second, actually three things. Scan, get the email addresses that you want from your company to be part of Bema1. There's no limit. You can have 10, 20, 50, up to you. Or just even one, doesn't really matter as long as you are engaged because there could be members with just two employees total size. So two is also fine. So yeah, just scan it and submit your email addresses, and MDBC is going to do the rest. As for the companies who I can't see the joinees now, but if any company or someone who listens to this webinar later who are not an MDBC member, they can scan this QR code and it will take them to connecting with us at Bema1, and we will take it forward from there. And perhaps any non-MDBC member companies who are in the session can explore MDBC as a member organization to join for any benefits that they see. They have their website, mdbc.com.my. You can check it out and see if it makes sense to you. So if anyone has any questions, now is the time to fire away. If there are any questions regarding anything, you can post it in the chat. We will try to answer those briefly, but any detailed questions, we can take it offline that require technical discussion, so on and so forth. And yeah, any questions?
Mohammed, you had a few polls along the way.
Yes.
Are you sharing any of the replies that you received so far,
I
or?
have not been able to see those chats and polls because I
Okay.
just have the slide view here. Dr. Manju, you raise your hand. Yes.
Hi, Arif. I
Hi.
have a few questions that I want to ask you. One
Yes.
thing is I wanted to understand the differentiation from existing platforms. So, in what specific way would you say Bema1's operation model and also your value proposition differs from widely used peer-to-peer exchange ecosystems such as Facebook Marketplace or Buy Nothing community groups, because those already exist?
Yep.
Um, should I go through all four questions? I think, yeah. And
Okay.
because I have four questions. The
Okay.
second question is
Can
your
I answer
membership.
one by one?
Oh, sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, Bema1, before it became Bema1, was Barter Up. It was also a peer-to-peer public platform. We pivoted from being a peer-to-peer public platform to being a workplace reuse platform. So yes, there is Facebook Marketplace, Carousel, Muda, and so many that work in the C2C space. But we would like to carve our journey and way in a B2B space where we become a SaaS platform for workplaces to engage employees into sustainability and build a strong community. It's a private reuse platform, is not public. So that's the key difference.
Okay, thank you. I think that sort of answers the second question I had, which is about the membership scope and structure, because I wanted to understand um, is the participating population deliberately restricted? So I guess in this case, it is deliberately restricted within organizations. But however, then my question would be to pivot off of that would be, are you then open to cross organizational transactions as well, or is it strictly within a, limited to each individual organization?
Can I
Okay,
answer
for
part of that
now,
first?
mhm.
Can I answer part of that first?
Yes, please.
Okay. Yes, it's restricted in the way that this is for MDBC members exclusively. If larger companies want to make use of this platform and do it for their own company only, so solely for their own employees, then they can approach Bema1 separately, and they would have to pay a fee for the use of the platform. In our case, it's complimentary for our members. Especially recognizing, as Mohammed already said just now, maybe in some cases it could only be a small company with one or two staff. So yeah, to bring all of you together, whether it's one or whether it's two or whether it's five or maybe it's 20 to 50 employees, I think we can create a much larger MDBC platform. And yes, there will then be cross company exchanges. That is the intention, to just give an opportunity to especially our SME member companies to work together with other MDBC SME members.
And to add to that, we do have in our roadmap, it was to be done on the 6th month, but now it would be like towards the end of the year, where we will give option to companies if they want to open up cross listing and cross viewing. So you will have an option if you want it or not. If you want, your company's listings are going to come on a public feed where all other companies' listings are also going to come who chose to appear or come on the public feed. If you don't choose that option, it will remain private for your organization.
Okay. My last question, but of course, thank you, Marco, for that. And of course, MDBC is always forward thinking in their planning, so this is a great offering to their members. My last question would be about the carbon credit mechanism and the governance of it. So, does the platform facilitate the exchange of carbon credits as part of its trading framework? So, if you do allow that, then which party is recognized as I would say, the beneficiary of the credits within the transaction chain? Because if credits are allowed directly to members, then what safeguards or accounting protocols are in place to prevent double counting and ensure compliance with whatever recognized carbon credit verification system we have in place?
Okay.
That would be my final question. Thank you.
Okay. So the carbon savings or the calculations of environmental impact that we are giving, they are not based on LCA, the whole life cycle calculations. We are not doing it based on that. Those are rough estimates based on established legit databases, calculations, and benchmarks that are accepted widely using certain methods. Those are methods. We can share the details of the methods with you as well for the legitimacy purposes. But having said that, you cannot use the carbon savings here as carbon credits. Nobody gets carbon credits. But whatever impact that your company generates from the employee community using Bema1 can be used in your ESG reporting, people initiatives, and CSR initiatives. But to knock off against the emissions that you have incurred and you want to knock it off with the emissions you saved here, you can't use those from Bema1. That requires a different kind of protocol and a shift, specifically LCA. And then in used items, you can't, or pre-loved items, it's hard to achieve that. That's why we didn't go for that, because it complicates the entire thing. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. There are no carbon credits that you can trade or get out of it as of yet, as of now.
Thank you,
Though
Ari.
we are working towards our calculations to be endorsed by certain bodies in Malaysia or globally. I can't name them now because of NDA reasons, but once it's official, with every reading or every impact value that you see on the platform, it will be endorsed by certain bodies. And maybe if that happens, then some things more can happen regarding the knockoffs and credits. But until then, it remains status quo, as I answered in my previous section of the answer.
Thank you so much.
Very nice questions.
Yeah, thanks, Manju, for that. You might have stolen the limelight for some other people that have questions on the platform. I'd like to open the floor. Would anybody else like to ask questions?
I'm going to go back to the Zoom and see if there are questions. Chat.
You can write them in the chat, or of course, you are welcome now to open your audio and video.
Actually, I can't see the responses. Maybe I don't know, because I'm a co-host, not sure. If anyone has questions, please raise them.
All right, we have some answers of the polls on the screen right now. Bema1 use. After seeing this, would you use Bema1 at least once in the next months? 75% yes, 25% maybe. That
Okay.
leaves 0% for no.
Maybe we
Okay.
can, I don't know if it's moral or not, but whoever that selected maybe we can understand why is there a maybe, so we can make our value proposition better for anyone who is at maybe and bring them to yes.
All right, well, that's a matter of indeed asking the audience if you're willing to come clean on the maybe and let Mohammed work out the specifics for you to change your vote to yes. If not, then
Anyone?
it will really remain a maybe. We'll try that. We hope that there's enough convincing. All right, I'm going to close this answer and then maybe the next poll will come up.
Is there a next poll coming up?
Or a next answer to the polls. I'm not sure if that's possible. Oh, yeah. How many can you list? 33% 6 to 10 items and 67% 10 to 30 items.
Wow.
So that's quite a
Marco,
potential collection here.
Marco, you as the leader of MDBC, getting all the members on board, like I gave you the example, 1,000 items in 1 month, you will be creating an impact of 8 tons. So see how that can be achieved, eh?
I got 8 tons on my shoulders right now. That's a bit heavy, Mohammed. All right,
Okay.
let's close this one and might be able to go to the next one. If you joined us, what's the first item you would list? Okay, 100% answered. Maybe I'm the only one who answered here. I wrote down
No,
I wrote down tennis balls.
but I don't see the answer here, tennis balls.
Okay, well, my answer was tennis balls, but I'm not really sure if
So
there
you
were
would
any other
actually
answers.
list tennis balls to give away or barter with someone?
I might give away a few used balls. People just want to have fun at playing a bit of tennis with their children or so, but I might also sign some of these tennis balls as a tennis champion in Malaysia. So maybe people would like to provide something else of value in return.
I'll tell you something. I started tennis coaching also from the platform. I took it as bartering something with the tennis coach. But then, if you can list your tennis balls on the MDPC network, perhaps I can claim those.
Okay, deal. All
All right.
right, next question. The next poll. Let's see if there were any more answers that we can play around with in the next few minutes. Company's chat poll. Would you use it if you could tick off a sustainability goal with no cost? 100% here said yes. Okay, I think that's
But it
loud,
doesn't show how many people answered. Otherwise, it would
loud
give a
and clear.
different perspective, ne? Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I think no more polls.
All right.
Done, I think.
All right, then over to you, Mohammed, to
Thank
close
you.
the session.
Name of one unused item sitting at your home or office right now. Actually, I've
Yeah.
noticed in the many webinars I've done, this question people are like reluctant to answer as well. I don't know why, but could be, maybe you have to type instead of select, you need to type. So typing is always, like, I don't want to do it. If it was a click, I would have done it. Anyway,
I had quite a tricky answer here. I actually and Cheyenne knows this, Jocelyn as well. I got some beer in my office. All right.
unused item.
But some
Mm,
of that might be consumed this coming Friday when we have the gathering in the MDBC office, the Friday afternoon drinks. So
sure, sure,
everybody's still welcome to join.
sure. So no more
Right.
polls, right?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So I would like to thank MDBC, the MDBC's team who organized and made this happen, sending the invites and setting up the Zoom and everything. And whoever was able to join, even if it was one person, whoever joined, thank you so much for giving this webinar 43, 44 minutes of your time today. I really appreciate it. Hope this gave some value to you and a perspective on how workplaces could become circular. Eventually, I want every workplace in the world to be circular. That's the vision we are carrying, and that's what we are aiming at. Thank you, MDBC, for partnering with us. And here is my number. If you want to reach out for any questions, clarifications, you can click to chat with me once the slides are shared with you. You can, and the QR codes will be there as well. And thank you so much. Any questions if you feel, because whenever I go into a webinar and it's done, when they're asking any questions, I'm like, I don't know, flying a kite or something. But then I realize, hey, I should have asked this or that. So if you feel something like that, if you want to ask something, please do ask. Uh, Happy to answer any kind of questions. Marco, over to you for closure.
Yeah,
I rest my
or
case now.
thanks, Mohammed. Yeah, or do reach out to MDBC, how we can help you get started on the platform. Of course, we've sent some emails on this previously. We will continue to do so in the e-updates and or in the dedicated emails on Bema1. So yeah, please keep looking out for those MDBC emails. And you also will see Mohammed at quite a few MDBC events throughout the month, throughout the year. So thank you again for this initiative and wanting to partner with MDBC. We hope to make this a success together, but we'll definitely need the help of our member companies. So, okay, guys, see you on the platform next. And
Thank you so
I
much.
think that's it for
Thank
the
you, everyone.
webinar.
Thank
Thank
you.
you all.
Bye-bye.
You're welcome, Farah. Thanks a lot. Hope to see you on the platform.